Everyone, this video is a compilation of my subscribers' favorite Christmas DIYs, 21 included. Keep in mind they are out of order. I need time to get my craft room ready for Valentine's. Have a wonderful Christmas and I'll see you soon. All right, for this one, we're going to use a Dollar Tree frame. I used it before, but Dollar Tree ran out. So these clear ornaments came from Michael's, but Hobby Lobby carries them as well for 50% off. Craft paper from Hobby Lobby. This card came from Dollar Tree. We're going to make something really adorable. I'm going to start off by painting this frame white. Took about 2 coats to cover it. And Dollar Tree ran out of these frames. Usually they have tons of them, but I couldn't find any. Now I'm going to take the back of the frame and just take that craft paper and place it on top. Just going to trace it and cut it out. Now it's cut out. I'm just going to place it right on top of that back and glue it down with my glue gun. Now I'm going to take that clear ornament and that little card, place the ornament right on top because I need to trace out that little snowman. Now I'm just going to go ahead and cut that out. This is perfect if you don't have a printer and you just want to make a little cute little DIY. Check out Dollar Tree's little cards. Sometimes you can find some really adorable ones. Now I'm just going to glue that little snowman right down to that craft paper. I'm going to use the glue stick to place it down. Now I'm going to take some of that fake snow from Dollar Tree and just going to sprinkle a little bit inside before I place the ornament on top. Now I'm just going to add some glue around the snowman and then place the ornament right over the top. Normally I would use like super glue or something like that, but I didn't want to play with the super glue today. You know what happened to me last time. But the glue held pretty well. Now I want to use this braided rope from Dollar Tree. I'm just going to glue it all around that little ornament. I think it makes it look really adorable. It gives it some character as well. Now I'm just going to make a little shoelace bow out of the same material, and then I'm just going to hot glue it to the top of the ornament. Now I'm going to put everything back together, place it inside the frame. So I wanted to add just a little bit of greenery in the corner. So just pulled a couple picks apart and just going to glue it to the corner. And then I have this trim ribbon that I got from Hobby Lobby. I'm also going to create a little shoelace bow out of the red trim and place it in the middle of the greenery. And that is it for this project. And look how adorable this came out. I love this one. It's so cute. All right, this is the last DIY. I took this board from Dollar Tree. I used it before. These 2 large wood dowels from Dollar Tree. This came from Dollar Tree as well. It's one of the little easels. These are little easel package from Dollar Tree. I used my Cricut as well. This little ornament came from Hobby Lobby. It's a half one of those ornaments. First thing I want to do is paint this. I went ahead and cut it down. I should mention that as well. I'm going to paint this white. Now I'm going to paint everything white. I went ahead and cut down those little wood dowels because it wasn't big enough, so I cut one down. It's not going to fit the whole sign. It's going to fit like the middle part of the sign. Now I'm just going to glue down those pieces that I cut down. Now this board is warped. Once you paint it, it gets warped. I was having a hard time gluing this down. Now the only thing I could suggest is paint both sides, but I didn't do it. But I glued it down with my hot glue gun, and then I used one of those little clamps from Dollar Tree to hold it in place. Or you can just get a good piece of real wood and you shouldn't have a problem. So I'm placing down the square piece of wood first and then the dowel underneath it. Just to give it some accent on this sign. I want it to look really pretty. Something like people would think you bought it from a store. Now I'm just using this piece of wood just to make sure it's even. Now I'm going to place the bottom pieces down as well. The dowel rods were not long enough, that's why I cut a little piece. Now I'm just gluing it to the bottom. Now I'm going to place down the vinyl that I created on my Cricut. Now it didn't want to stick, so I'm just going to take it off the transfer and just place it down individually. Now I'm just going to place down the Y as well. If you guys have a favorite today, let me know in the comments below. I love the way this one comes out. It's so pretty. Now I'm just going to go ahead and lay down the nativity scene. Now I'm going to take that ornament and just place some glue around the rim and place it right over that nativity scene. Now I'm going to be using some black rope, and I got this from Dollar Tree. It's from one of the planters hangers, and I'm just going to go ahead and glue it all the way around that ornament. This kind of looks like store-bought to me. I mean, people wouldn't believe that I made this with Dollar Tree products. Now I'm going to place a little gingham bow right at the top. I just made a little bow out of Dollar Tree ribbon. Now I want to be able to hang it as well. So I'm going to take a bunch of wood beads and place it through a jute wire and just hot glue it to the back of the sign. Now I was a little nervous about flipping it upside down because I didn't want it to fall apart. So that's why you see me just kind of gluing it sideways. And that's pretty much it. And this is how it turned out. I think it's so adorable. This one, we're going to need some cardstock. This is from Dollar Tree. It comes in a pack, different colors. I'm going to use the black for the background and this frame from Dollar Tree, the small white one. And these are rub-on transfers from Dollar Tree. I'm going to make something really cute. I'm going to take the frame apart, and then I'm going to take that piece of cardstock and trace the backing. Unfortunately, I was tracing the wrong backing. I wanted to trace the glass part, but that's okay. I went ahead and used that piece anyways. Now I'm going to place the glass right on top of the cardstock and trace it. This is really easy and really comes out really pretty. Something simple for your decor or on your table or anywhere around your house. I thought it was really adorable, especially all these products are from Dollar Tree. Now I'm going to place the cardstock right back into the frame, close it up. Now I'm going to take the rub-on transfers and cut out what I want to place on the glass frame. I'm going to cut out Joy. I cut out 3 actually, but I couldn't fit all three, so I just used two and the little house in the middle. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut out what I'm going to use. I'm going to place down the joy word first, and like I said, these are rub-on transfers. They're easy to apply, especially on glass. And just going to remove it, and then I'm going to place down the little house in the middle. Now I cut out the word faith because I was going to, like I said, use three, but I didn't use faith. I used hope. So now I'm just going to cut out the house piece, and like I said, I'm going to place that in the middle, and then I'm just going to use the word hope. So just using two. Like I said, it's really easy, and it comes out so cute. Sorry about the light above. I know it's kind of blinding. It's like right on top. You can't really see too good, but in the end, you'll see once I start placing down some greenery at the top. I kind of move it downwards so you can see it better. Now I'm going to place down the word hope. Now you can leave it as is, but I thought it would look better with a little bit of greenery at the top. I'm just going to take two little pieces and glue it to the top. I also found this little pretty gold bell. I believe this is from Dollar Tree, and I'm also going to place that in the middle of the greenery. And then I found some gold fern from Dollar Tree, and I placed a little piece, right over the greenery. So here's that little gold fern, and that's pretty much it for this project. I think it came out so adorable, super easy. I hope you guys like this one. For this project, I printed this out. I found it online, and I'm going to use some paint sticks. These are the small paint sticks. I'm going to cut the strips out because they all have individual words, and I'm going to use them on the paint sticks. So I'm going to go ahead and cut them out. Some I have to cut in half because there's two words on one line. This one comes out so cute. You don't need a printer. You don't need a Cricut. I mean, you need a printer. If you don't have a printer, you can always print it out like at Office Max or something like that. Very inexpensive. So I'm going to go ahead and place them on the paint stick so I know where I need to cut all the paint stick sizes. And I'm going to take it in back and use my little hand saw and cut them down. Now I have them all cut down. Now I'm just going to take the Mod Podge and Mod Podge them down on each piece. Now you can see I started with the smaller size at the top, kind of went wider as I went downward. Now I did not paint the paint sticks. I left them natural because I thought it blend better this way because I don't want it to look like I just pasted this on some paint sticks. I want it to look kind of natural. Now I'm making sure I have enough Mod Podge on the sides, underneath and everything, so this way it looks like one piece. Now everything's dry. I'm going to flip everything over. I'm going to place this little piece of stick to hold everything in place and back. All I'm going to do is glue it down so this way everything holds together. So I have to make sure everything's even before I even do anything. That's why I'm taking my time, making sure that everything is lined up. Now it's all lined up. I'm going to place some glue on that little piece of wood and place it in back. Hold it down for a few seconds. This way I make sure that, it's going to grip everything because there is quite a few. And this is what it looks like. It looks so nice. Now I created this little base. This is from Dollar Tree. It's just one of their little table decors. I just cut a piece, painted it brown. Now I'm going to place some glue at the bottom of the tree and place it on the stand. Now I want to add a star, so I grabbed a little star from Dollar Tree and place it at the top with some glue. And that is it for this project, and look how easy and adorable this came out. For this one, we're going to take this wood piece from Dollar Tree and the wall tile. We're going to make something really pretty. Now I'm just going to place that right on top of the wall tile and trace it, and then cut it out. I had to place it diagonal because I wanted to make sure that it was going to cover the whole entire wood piece, and that's why it's sideways. And I'm going to use the black marker, that's fine, because a baby wipe will wipe it right off the tile. No worries. Now I'm just going to glue it down right on top. Use my glue gun. You can use anything you want, but the glue gun works fine. Now I'm just going to trim anything that's hanging over the edges with my scissors. Start adding some green paint. I'm going to use Dollar Tree little sponge jobber and just sponge on the green paint. Now I'm going to be adding some metallic gold to the raised areas. I took a little tiny sponge and it was getting all over the place, so I eventually used my finger. I thought it was more, I could control it more this way, so that's why I was using my finger. Isn't it so pretty? I love it. Now I'm just going to create a little hanger in back, use some jute twine and glue it to the back. I want the sign to have a little tag, so I just cut a little piece of Dollar Tree gift box, and I'm just going to write out with my black pencil, Mary. So I want it to look like a very old tag, so I'm kind of like crunching it up, and then I'm going to add some antique wax. I do use a hole puncher to punch a hole because my intention was to hang it, but I don't end up hanging it. I end up placing it in between the greenery that I place at the top. So now I'm taking two pieces of some greenery that I got from Hobby Lobby and just going to glue them down at the top. I'm also going to use this rusty looking bell. Not sure where I got it from, but I'm going to place it right at the top as well. And then this little gold ornament. Not sure where I got it from, but I thought it would look really pretty at the top. I'm going to glue that down as well. I'm going to place the tag right underneath there and just glue it down. Look how pretty this came out. I love the way this turned out, guys. Let me know what you think. So let's start with the first project. For the first one, I took this little tiny wood ring from Dollar Tree, and I'll be using a wood round from Dollar Tree as well. Now I created this on my Cricut, and I just used a Dollar Tree gift box, and I created a little ornament. Now the first thing I want to do is paint this wood round black. This ornament is so adorable and so easy if you have a Cricut, and I really love the way this one comes out. Super easy. Now I'm going to start painting that ornament with some nutmeg paint, and then I'm going to add a little bit of the burnt umber over the top. Now, if you don't like this color, you can paint it any color of your choice. You can use red, green, but I like this color because I thought it was very neutral. Now I'm just going to go ahead and finish painting the rest off camera. Now everything's dry. I'm going to place it right over that wood round and glue everything down. Now, when I created this on my Cricut Design Space, unfortunately you can't create it in one piece. It comes in multiple pieces, so I'm going to have to glue everything down individually like a little puzzle. Now I'm going to place down the bottom part of the ornament and glue that down as well. You can see it coming together. Like I said, if you don't like this color, you could change it up, but I thought it was very neutral and I really like the color combination with the black. Now I'm going to go ahead and glue down the top piece and the middle piece. I hope you guys had a wonderful Thanksgiving. Mine was so good and I loved everything. The turkey was delicious. I want to thank everybody for the well wishes when I wasn't feeling good. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And I am feeling so much better and actually enjoyed my Thanksgiving. But I can say that I am definitely tired of turkey. I don't want to see turkey for another year. Now I picked up this pick from Hobby Lobby. I'm just going to take 2 pieces and place it at the top of the ornament. But before I do that, I created a bow using Michael's ribbon and Dollar Tree ribbon, and I just combined them together. And I'm going to place it at the top, and then I'm going to take those 2 picked pieces and glue them right underneath the bow. Now I wanted the ornament to have a little tag, so I just cut a little square piece out of some canvas from Dollar Tree frame and just writing out Merry Christmas and in place of a little hole, gonna place jute twine through the hole, place it underneath the bow. However, I did not like the canvas, so I just took a little piece of the gift box and did the same thing. So I decided to place one of these big berries right in the middle of the bow, but however, I didn't like the way it looked, so I did change it. I placed 2 little pine cones in the middle. Here's that little tag that I replaced. Now I'm going to take that wood ring. I painted that with burnt umber. I'm just going to place it at the top, place it down with some glue, and that's basically it for this cute little sign. Let me know in the comments below if you like this one. This one I took a rocking chair. This is from Hobby Lobby, but you can always use Dollar Tree. They have it in the toy department. They have the little chairs. And this wood slice from Dollar Tree. This little piece of scrap wood, I don't even know where I got it from. Now these I made out of Dollar Tree fabric. And these books I made out of ribbon and some pages and just glue them together. And the little clock is a little piece of wood from Dollar Tree. I'm going to go ahead and paint this red. This is for somebody in heaven, and I have many relatives in heaven. I have my mom and dad, my brother, my nephew. So this is really a sentimental piece. And my family came over for Thanksgiving and they loved it and they wanted to take it home with them. Now I'm going to paint the rocking chair with some brown paint. Now the cushions on the chair, I just took, like I said, the fabric from Dollar Tree. I just took 2 pieces, add some polyfill inside just a little bit, and then I glue them together. Now I'm going to place down the vinyl that I created on my Cricut. Unfortunately, I had to do this off camera because I was having the darnest time trying to get this to stick. I'm going to take that wood slice, take the string off because I don't need it. And the little books, like I said, I just took a piece of red ribbon and some pages from a book and glue them all together. It was really easy to make. I also took a piece of that fabric and just kind of like made a little rug for the wood slice. Now I'm going to place the cushions inside the chair. This really is adorable. I love this one. Like I said, these books are really easy to make. It doesn't really take a lot of talent to make these books. Now I'm going to place the rocking chair on the wood slice along with the rug and the books. And also, I forgot to tell you, I have a little Dollar Tree Christmas tree. I'm going to use that as well. I glue that down on the wood slice. Now I'm going to place down the books on the wood slice, and that little sign, I'm going to place that in back. I'm going to take a little tumbling tower block and glue it to the back, and then glue the sign to it. Now for the little clock that I made. That little wood piece came from Hobby Lobby. I think it's like a wood wheel or something like that. I'm going to place it right on top of the books. And that's pretty much it for this project. Look how adorable it came out. All right, this is the last one. I picked these shelves up from Dollar Tree. We're going to use them in this project. And this came from Dollar Tree, and they have 3 different sizes. I got the large one. These came from Hobby Lobby. I'm going to use them in this craft. This is a craft paper from Hobby Lobby as well. Now I want to place the craft paper inside, so I'm just going to trace it back. So this way I know if it's going to fit or not. Now I found this on Pinterest. Now there's 2 different ways I've seen them done. One was done with the tumbling tower blocks, and one was done with the shelves. Now I didn't have enough tumbling tower blocks, so I decided to use the shelves. Now I have the craft paper cut out. I'm just going to glue it inside. Now I'm going to take those shelves, and then I'm going to glue them together. You'll see it come together. It's so adorable. I'm going to place one shelf on top. Just going to glue it down. Now, if you want a longer hold, I would definitely use super glue or something like that. But I didn't want to mess with super glue today. I have a very bad experience with super glue. So I'm just going to use the hot glue for now. Now I'm going to take the other shelf and glue it to the bottom as well. Same way. Isn't this adorable fireplace? It is so stinking cute. Now I'm going to take those little wood pieces, one that I got from Hobby Lobby. I'm going to place one at the bottom. These other 2 pieces I got from Dollar Tree, and I thought they would look much better crisscross on top. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to glue them 2 together. Now I'm going to take the Dollar Tree tree garland, and I'm going to place it at the top of the fireplace. Just going to glue it all around. Now you can use any type of craft paper you want inside if you can't find this one at Hobby Lobby. This little wreath I picked up from Hobby Lobby. I thought it would look really pretty at the top. So I'm just going to go ahead and glue that down. Now, if you can't find the white shelves at Dollar Tree, they also have black. If you like black, you can have a black fireplace. But I thought the white was really pretty. Now, I thought the fireplace needed some stockings. Now, I picked these up from Walmart last year. What's a fireplace without stockings, right? So I'm just going to glue it right underneath that little wreath. And I'm going to place down 3 of them. I'm going to keep the string attached. So this way it has something to hold on to when I glue it down. Now I'm going to place down the last stocking. Now on top of the shelf, you can add anything you want. I just threw a few things up there just to give you an idea what you could place at the top. a few little things like Santa, a little house, a little tree. I mean, you can add like little picture frames, stuff like that. Really adorable. And that's pretty much it for this project. I think it came out so cute. For this one, we're going to take some fabric from Dollar Tree. And these little wood ornaments came from Hobby Lobby. I'm going to use 2. And I was going to use these paint sticks, but I decided to use popsicle sticks. We're going to use some yarn from Dollar Tree. So I want the ornaments to be able to stand. So I'm going to just cut a little piece at the bottom, use my knife, and just cut the ends. So I'm just going to score it with my knife and then use my scissors to cut it off. Now I'm going to take the fabric and I'm just going to place it right over the wood ornament. And right now I'm just going to cut a little piece out. And then I'm going to use some Mod Podge to place the fabric right on top of the wood ornament. Now I have the pieces cut out. I'm just going to place the Mod Podge on the wood ornament and then place the fabric right over the top. These come out so stinking cute. So easy. You can place these on your tree or anywhere in your house. Very simple. Now, if you don't have these little ornaments from Hobby Lobby, you can always use anything round from Dollar Tree or anything like that and do the same thing. So I dried the fabric with my hair dryer and then I was able to cut around the ornament with some scissors and a knife. Now I'm going to use some popsicle sticks. These are going to be for like a little sign you could place on the ornament. You can place down children's names. You can place down anything you like. So I'm just going to cut a little piece out. I'm going to paint them both white. Now I'm going to use some white yarn and just create a little tiny pom-pom for the little sign. And I'm just going to roll it around 3 of my fingers and then cut it and then place it around the pom-pom and tie it in a knot. And then I'm going to cut the ends. Dollar Tree carries little pom-pom makers. They have small, medium, and large. I do have them. I just can't find them. So I'm going to do it the old-fashioned way. I hope you guys are enjoying this video today, and for next week I will have another video out after Thanksgiving around the 30th. I am in a collaboration, and I just want to wish everybody a very happy Thanksgiving. I hope you guys enjoy your day with your family and friends and have a blessed day. Now I used my Cricut and created 2 names. These are my cats' names, Bailey and Maddie. And I'm just going to place it on that little wood piece. You guys can use your animal names. You can use your children's names, grandkids' names, anything like that. Or you just simply place down Merry Christmas. It's your option, your choice. I decided just to do my cats' names. So this way I can have something for them. They have their own little stockings, and I also get them Christmas presents. And the funniest thing is when I wrap their Christmas presents and place them under the tree, they know. And they'll drag them out and try to get into them. It's so funny. Now I'm going to glue down the tag names on the ornament. Just use my glue gun. Aren't they cute? I think they're adorable. You can use any type of fabric, or you can use craft paper. Now I'm going to take those little pom-poms I made and just glue them to the top of the ornaments. And look how cute they are. Now you could place something behind it if you want to hang it on your tree or something like that. I simply wanted to just lay it around, tables or something around the house. And that's pretty much it for this project. I hope you guys like this one. It was super easy. Okay, we're going to use this frame from Hobby Lobby, but Dollar Tree carries frames as well. You can use them. And this Came from Hobby Lobby. I used it before. You can use Dollar Tree wood. This came from Dollar Tree, the new fabric, and this adorable card from Dollar Tree. I'm loving their cards this year. So I'm going to go ahead and give the frame a coat of white paint. Now I'm going to take that fabric and I'm going to Mod Podge it down on this little wood piece. First, I'm going to cut it. I'm going to place it on top and just cut around it first, and then place the Mod Podge down. Isn't this pretty fabric? I love it. Now I'm going to place down some Mod Podge and then place the fabric right over the top. Let it dry, and then I'm going to cut around the edges. Now I'm just going to place it right over the top. Like I said, you can use Dollar Tree wood. They have the square and the rectangle wood you can use. Now I'm going to take that card and the frame, and I'm just going to trace it so I know where I need to cut it because I want it to fit perfectly inside the frame. Now I'm going to cut the card out. So anyways, like I was saying, Dollar Tree has so many cute Christmas cards. Have you guys checked it out? I'm loving their cards this year, like I said. They're adorable, especially the snowmen. Now I'm going to take that card and glue it down to the fabric right in the middle. I love the way this one comes out. It's so simple, but so cute. I hope you guys enjoyed this video today, and if you did, please don't forget to hit the like button and hype it up. Now I'm going to place that frame right over the top and glue it down. And that is it. And look how cute this came out. I love this one. Frame from Dollar Tree, and these little tags I got from Dollar Tree, they're in like where the envelopes are. I'm going to use some little wood beads, and I use my Cricut. I'm also going to use this snowflake and a little Christmas tree from Dollar Tree. I'm going to paint the inside of the frame red. I'm not going to paint the outside of the frame. I'm going to leave it natural. Now I went ahead and painted those wood beads white, a couple cream color, and a couple red. I'm going to go ahead and place them through a jute twine. No, like I said, I went ahead and used my Cricut and I spelled the word Merry, different colors, red and green. I'm going to place them on that little tag. This is my favorite DIY. I do have a couple other ones that are my favorite, but this is my favorite today. So all I'm going to do is just continue placing down the vinyl on the little tags until they're done. Now I'm going to be using some red and white baker's twine, and I'm going to place it through the snowflake. I'm going to place it through the tree and also through the letters individually. Now I'm going to take those wood beads and I'm going to string them through the top and then glue it to the back of the sign. So this way it drapes down. Now I'm going to start placing them through the beads, and I'm just going to tie them to the top. Start off with the tree and then work my way down. It did take me a little bit to get them adjusted. I was playing around with it a little bit because I wanted to make sure that it kind of like sloped down evenly. Now next is the M, and then I'm going to do the E-R-R-Y, and I want the M to be a little higher than the rest of the letters, and then the Y, I want it to be even with the M. That's what I was playing around, going back and forth until I get it even. So basically that's it. I'm just going to continue placing down the letters, tying them at the top. And I love the way this one came out. You guys gotta let me know if you like this one. If you do have a favorite today, let me know in the comments below. This is the last DIY I forgot to mention, but I hope you guys enjoyed this video because I really enjoyed making these Christmas DIYs today. Now I'm adding the snowflake and then the Y. I'm going to tie it together and that is it. And look how adorable this came out, guys. I love it. It's so cute. For the next project, I printed this out and just found it online. I used my Cricut and made a stencil. I seen this at Hobby Lobby, wanted to try my hands on this, and I'm going to use the large skewer sticks from Dollar Tree. Now I went ahead and cut them down, just going to go ahead and paint them all brown. Now, like I said, I created a little stencil on my Cricut machine. I was a little nervous because I didn't know if the vinyl was going to pull off the paper because it is just regular printing paper. So now I'm just going to place down the baby Jesus in the middle, and then I'm going to place down the other part at the top. I'm not going to fully cover this with the brown paint. I'm going to lightly cover it because I want it to look like the one from Hobby Lobby. Now I have some light beige and some dark brown in the little container. I'm going to go ahead and use my little stencil brush. Just brush on some of the brown, the light brown, and then the dark brown over the top. So you can see that I'm just basically placing the paint around the outside. I'm not going to do the inside, because like I said, I want it to look like the one from Hobby Lobby. I'm just adding a little bit of the dark brown right on top of the light brown. And then I'm going to remove the stencil and show you what it looks like. Now I'm going to take those skewer sticks and just glue them together. Then once they're all glued together, I'm going to place them right at the bottom of that little sign. This was such an easy project. Didn't take much time to create this. And basically I used everything from Dollar Tree except for the printout. Now the printout was free. And the one from Hobby Lobby was obviously bigger, but this was only, I think it cost me less than $1 to make. And I think it's really adorable and I love the way it turned out. Now I'm going to do the other side as well. Glue down the little wood pieces at the top. So I want to be able to hang it as well. I'm just going to take a little piece of jute wire from Hobby Lobby and glue it to the back. That's pretty much it for this project, and I think it's so stinking cute. This is the last one. We're going to take a Dollar Tree frame, one of these gift bags from Dollar Tree. I'm going to use some foam board. We're going to make a Christmas TV like the ones from Hobby Lobby. This one comes out so awesome. So I went ahead and cut down the foam boards. This is going to be placed inside the frame. Now I'm going to start painting them. The front of the foam boards are going to be red, and then the back is going to be black. Now I went ahead and cut down that gift bag, and now I'm going to place the front of the frame right over it. I'm going to trace it and cut it out. Unfortunately, I had it the wrong way. It's supposed to be sideways. That's fine. Good thing I had the other side of the gift bag, so off camera I just fixed it. Now I'm going to take the foam boards and place them inside the frame. Now the red part is going to be facing inward, and then the black is facing outward. So I'm going to place them in there first, and then I'm going to start gluing them. Now I'm going to start gluing them down. Place the bottom piece first. And then once I place down the other sides, I'm going to glue them together. You'll see exactly what I'm doing. I have an X-Acto knife, I have a box cutter, I have 3 different types of knives, and no matter which one I used, I could not get a clean cut on the foam board, but it still worked. So I'm just gluing the top pieces together as well as the bottom. So adding more glue in the corner. Some pieces just didn't want to stay. That's foam board for you. Now I went ahead and cut that gift bag out and a piece of foam board to match the gift bag size. Now I'm just going to place some glue on the foam board and place the gift bag right over the top. Now I'm going to flip it and place it right in the back of the little box that I created and glue that down as well. I love the way this one comes out. I'm so amazed at the way it turned out at the end. I'm really surprised and I'm really proud of myself. It really came out awesome. You really have to stick around to the end, guys. I want to add some fairy lights, so I'm just going to use a Cricut tool and place a few little holes and then place the fairy lights inside and then glue them down. I'm only going to add a few because I didn't want it really too bright inside. So that's what I'm going to do. Place a little hole, place the fairy lights inside, and I think I did 3 or 4 because like I said, I didn't want to use a lot of lights. Once I place them in the hole, I'm going to add some glue to top it off. Now I'm just going to glue the battery pack in back. I wanted to create little feet for the TV stand, and all I did was paint these little snowmen from Dollar Tree. Painted them red. Just going to glue them underneath. Kind of gives it that vintage vibe. So I want to add some snow inside and hide some of the imperfections in the corners. So I'm just using some Mod Podge, placing it in the corners, a little bit inside, down at the bottom as well. Then I'm going to place some fake snow all in the areas where I placed the Mod Podge. So I place it inside and just kind of like swishing it around to make sure it gets in all the areas inside. And it makes it look really festive as well. This thing is so adorable, guys. I really love this one. Now I want to add some trees inside. I'm grabbing 2 of the Dollar Tree Christmas trees. Just going to hot glue them down inside. So I decided to use this Dollar Tree snowman and I'm going to place it inside as well. Now, I don't know what happened to this other arm, but he has one arm, so we're going to go with it. Now I'm going to be using some floral wire, and these are from Hobby Lobby, but Dollar Tree carries them as well. Whether they like floral fillers or something like that, or I don't know what they're called. But I'm going to use them as balloons, and I'm going to place them through the floral wire and then tie it into a circle and then twist it off at the end, and then I'm going to add a few more to make it look like balloons. Once I have it all done, placed through the floral wire, I'm just going to tie it off in the bottom and twist the wire and then cut it. And then I added a few more of those little fillers right on top to make it look like a big thing of balloons. Now I want to hide the floral wire, so I'm going to grab some baker's twine, the red and white baker's twine. All I'm going to do is wrap it around the floral wire and glue it down. Now it's all covered with the baker's twine. Now I'm going to place it inside the TV, and I'm going to place it where it looks like the snowman is actually holding the string of balloons. So now I'm going to add a few more of the little fillers at the bottom of the TV. And I thought it looked like a bunch of balloons all over the floor. I thought it would look really cute that way, so I just added a few more inside. Now I want it to look like it has like little turn dials for the TV, and these are like little scrap pieces of wood I had in my stash, and I thought they would look really cute as little knobs, so I'm just going to go ahead and glue them down. One's a little larger. So I wanted to add a bow at the top, so I just created one, and I'm just going to glue it to the top. And then I added a little bit of the greenery all around the bow, and that's pretty much it for this little TV, and I think it's so adorable. So I just pull a couple picks apart and just going to glue them underneath the bow, a little bit in back, a little bit in front, and that is it. And this is how it turned out. So we're going to start off with this cute little new item from Dollar Tree. It almost looks like a 3D, and we're going to make something really pretty from this. I'm going to use some fairy lights as well. I'm going to take it out of the package. I'm going to show you what it looks like. So it looks like you have 3 separate wood pieces. You have some deer, you have some trees, and then you have a back piece, and then you have a little stand. I'm going to start off by painting this white, and then I'm going to add a little black and then a little blue because I want it to look like it's nighttime. I'm just going to dab on some black and then some blue. Now I'm going to add some navy blue, just mix it with the black. Like I said, I'm trying to make it look like the sky is dark. Now I'm going to add some white dots, take it back on my paintbrush, and dip it in some white paint. And then I'm going to draw in some little stars with a white marker. Well, you can paint this any color you like. I decided to create it this way because to me it looked like a little snow globe kind of thing with a deer and tree inside. Now I'm going to start painting these. The tree is going to be with moss, with the moss color paint, and the deer one is going to be with a dark brown and a light brown. Now the left part, if you look at the left one, the scenery, I left everything intact, the deer and the 2 trees, and I cut the rest of the stuff out because I didn't like all that stuff inside there, because to me it was just blocking the view of the deer and trees, so I did cut that out. Now there is a lot of painting, so I'm trying to go as fast as I could, just giving you an idea of what I'm painting, the colors that I'm using. Now this deer is a darker brown, and then the outside of the globe, the wood globe, I used the same brown, and I just used a baby wipe to make it look like a stain. Now here's where I removed everything that was in the back. I just cut it out. So there you could just see the tree and the little deer. So when you put them together, it looks so much better. And then this is the background that looks like at night. Now I'm going to take that fairy lights and I'm going to glue them in the back. Now I'm going to place it right back into the stand. Now I already put the other two in the stand, and this is going in the back. And I'm going to glue it down though because it is kind of wobbly. Now you can leave it as is. It is really cute, but I wanted to add some fake snow. So I'm just going to use some Mod Podge and place it in the back and a little bit in front where the deer and trees are. So this way it looks really snowy. I also added some snow in front of the globe as well. I added a little Mod Podge off camera. I think this came out so pretty. Now I'm going to turn on the fairy lights, and this is how it turned out. And you wouldn't believe you bought this from Dollar Tree. We're going to take some fabric from Dollar Tree. This is the new Christmas fabric that I found at Dollar Tree, and these little mini cones from Hobby Lobby. You get 6, I believe. I think they were under $2, 50% off. So we're going to make some really cute Christmas trees. Now I'm just going to cut out the fabric and place the little mini cones right on top with some Mod Podge. And I'm just going to wrap them with this fabric. So now I'm going to place some Mod Podge on top of the cone, and then I'm going to place it on the fabric and wrap it the best I could. If you have other ideas how to wrap this, go ahead and do that. This is the only way I could come up with. Now after I wrap it and Mod Podge it down, I'm just going to cut anything that's laying over. Just going to cut off the excess. Now this is going to be for the top tree, so I'm going to just tuck in the material underneath. This way, when I place the second one underneath, it gives it some height. Same thing to the red one. Now the second tree that's going to go underneath, I'm only going to wrap half of it because you're not going to see the top part of it. Using some wood stems that I picked up from Dollar Tree. Now for the wood stems to be able to glue to the bottom, I'm going to use a little piece of cardboard, and I just created a little circle, and I'm going to place it at the bottom of the second tree and glue it down. I'm going to place the first tree right over the second tree, and you can see how nicely it lays because of the material underneath. Now I'm going to take those wood stems and glue them to the bottom of the tree. This is such an easy, simple, little cute DIY, and you can place these anywhere in your house. They're so adorable, and they're small enough to place anywhere. You can decorate these trees any way you like. I just left them simple. I like them the way they look, and this is how they turned out. Okay, for this one, we're going to use a wall tile from Dollar Tree. This gift box, I thought it was very unique and I liked the color of it, so I'm going to use that as well. And we're going to use some skewer sticks. These are the supplies you're going to need if you want to recreate this. And then these wheels I picked up from Hobby Lobby. There's a large one and a small one and a bunch of different wood beads, different sizes. First thing I want to do is use my ruler. I'm going to create a little tree. I'm going to use the gift box because this is going to be the background for the wall tile. Just going to create two straight sides to create the tree. One's going to be large, one's going to be smaller than the large one. Now you can decide what kind of shape you want to make your tree. You can make it thin, you can make it wide. So for this DIY, I'm not going to really speed it up. I want to show you exactly how to make this. So it's going to be a little longer than normal. So once you have your tree traced out, you're going to go ahead and cut it out. Now for the small one, I'm just going to do that one off camera. I'm going to do the large one. So I'm going to show you how to do one at least. Now you're going to take your tree and your ruler and your pencil and you're going to create a line because this is where you're going to cut them. You're going to create a line at the top. You're going to create a line in the middle. So there's going to be 3 parts of the tree. Now once you have your pencil lines, you're going to go ahead and cut all 3 pieces. Now you're going to take your wall tile, you're going to take that sticky part off, and you're going to flip it upside down. You're going to cut it in half. Now you're going to take the trees that you cut out, you're going to place them right on the wall tiles. Now all you're going to do is glue them down on the wall tile. Once they're all glued down, you're going to go ahead and cut them all out and make sure that you get close as you can to the sides. Now I'm going to be using some antique parchment paint. That's going to be for the base coat. And I'm going to use a Dollar Tree sponge to apply the paint. Now you can use any color you decide. I find it easier to use the sponge to apply the paint instead of using a paintbrush because the sponge works a lot better. Now you want to also add the paint to your skewer sticks, your wheels, and your wood beads. They all have to be the same color as the base color. Now, unfortunately, this is blurry because when I get anything on my lens, like I was eating potato chips, I think I got the oil on my lens. Anyways, I'm using some dark green paint, another sponge from Dollar Tree. I'm just going to sponge on the color. I'm going to add a little bit to the wheels, the skewer stick, and to the beads. Now everything's dry. We're going to put everything together, and the first thing I want to do is do the base. I'm going to take the wheel, the large wheel, and a large wood bead. I'm going to place the skewer stick inside because I want to make sure that the hole and everything is going to meet before I glue it down. I'm just going to glue those two pieces together. Now I want to make sure that I have enough room at the bottom. I want to leave a little space, so I'm just going to place it in front just to get an idea before I glue it down. Now I'm going to go ahead and glue those tiles down to the skewer stick. And really it makes it easier because in the middle of the tile it has those lines. So it makes it perfect to place it in the middle. Now I'm going to turn it over because I want to add a little more support. I'm going to add a little piece of Scotch tape, place it in the back. Now you're going to start adding your wood beads. I'm going to place one and then hot glue it down. And then I'm going to place the other tile right above it. It's really not that hard to make. I really love this one. This is my favorite today. And I'm definitely going to make a few more. I'm going to make one that's red, one that's brown, and just scatter them around my house. They're so easy and so pretty. I love it because it has Christmas look, but also like a little bit of a rustic look. And I really love that look. So you want to make sure you glue down your beads because they will move around. Now I'm going to place another bead at the top. And then I'm going to place down the last piece of tile. What do you guys think? You like this one? I think it's so pretty. It's different, definitely. Now I'm going to place the last tile right at the top. This is the large one. I do the small one off camera. You'll see at the end. Adding another piece of tape in the back. I want to add it because I want to keep these around for a few years because I really love them. So I want to make sure they're not going to fall apart. Now I'm going to place some glue in the stand and place the tree right inside. And that is it, guys. Look how adorable these came out. For this one, we're going to take one of those arch frames from Dollar Tree. And Dollar Tree just came out with some really pretty Christmas cards. They also have a Santa design, and I picked this one up. I thought it was so pretty. I'm going to make something really pretty for Christmas. And I'm going to use some fairy lights as well. Now, the back of the frame has 4 screws, so you're going to need to unscrew everything to get inside. So that's what I'm going to do. Now, the reason why I picked up this pretty Christmas card, not only is because it's pretty, but because it had the same arch design I think it's going to fit perfect in this particular frame. So now I'm going to take everything apart. Now I'm going to open up the little Christmas cards, and look how pretty this is. I'm going to open it up inside so this way you can see what it says in case you're interested in buying them to send them out to your family and friends. Well, I was going to use the bottom piece as well, but you couldn't really see it, so I decided not to use it. So if you see these at Dollar Tree, don't pass them up because you can use them for a lot of cute little Christmas DIYs. This may really be simple, but this comes out really pretty. Now, I want the little fairy light. I'm going to position it where the little lantern is in the back. I'm just going to use a little piece of tape. And then I'm going to hide the rest of the lights in between the frame itself. Now, I did put down the masking tape. However, that didn't cover the lights. You have to go back and use like black electrical tape to cover up the lights because it will come through the white frame. I realized that, so I had to go back and change it. Now I'm just going to place that backing right back on and place down the little screws as well. And this is what it looks like with the light turned on. Now you can leave it as is, but I decided to add just a little bit of greenery in the corner. I just pulled a few picks apart, just going to glue it in the corner and add a few of the red berries. And that's pretty much it for this project. And this came out so cute and it's so easy to make. For this next project, we're going to be using some Dollar Tree Christmas trees. These also came from Dollar Tree, little mini drums. It comes in a pack. This little piece of wood from Dollar Tree and Dollar Tree pretty ribbon. So I'm going to start off by painting this little piece of wood with some brown paint. Now I picked this paint up from Dollar Tree. And then once I paint it, I'm going to take a baby wipe and wipe off most of it because I want it to look like a stain. Now I'm just going to be using a baby wipe and wipe down some of that brown paint. Now I'm going to be using this for the base. Now I'm going to be taking that Dollar Tree ribbon and I'm going to hot glue it to the bottom of that little wood piece all around. And like I said, I'm just going to glue it down with my hot glue gun. And I need to get a new glue gun. Look, my glue gun looks like it's been through a hurricane. I'm very hard on glue guns, believe me. So now I'm going to take those little drums and just cut off the string because these are actually ornaments. Now I'm going to remove the stands on all three of the trees because these are going to be placed inside the drum. And I'm going to be using a Cricut tool to create a little hole first. So this way I can place the tree inside. So now I have the hole big enough for the tree. I'm just going to place a little glue inside and then place the tree right on top of the little drum. So I'm going to go ahead and do the other two off camera, same way. So now I decided to add a little bit of ribbon around the tree, and there's red, white, and green. They're all going to have a different color. I believe I picked this up from Hobby Lobby. That's basically where I get my ribbon from besides Dollar Tree. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and just place a little glue at the top and just kind of like wrap the ribbon around the tree. And then I'm going to do the other two off camera. And I'm just going to cut it and then glue it to the tree. Now we're going to take the trees and glue them to the stand. And I also decided to use these little presents from Dollar Tree as well. I'm just going to place two down in between the trees. I think the trees look so adorable on top of the drums. It's different. You know me, I like to do different things. So basically that's it. Now you can decorate this any way you like. I'm just showing you what you can do with these little drums and presents and trees. You can add fake snow. I just decided to do it this way, and this is how it came out. Well, that's it for the video, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. Take care. I'll see you real soon.